All right, today we're going to be talking about the top 10 food tips that I give busy moms to lose weight while socializing, still enjoying your summer. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Coach Kara. I'm an author, a speaker, and a mom of two very busy twin boys. I've been coaching for over 25 years, and the top tips that I'm going to give you today are the most successful tips that I've used with over 9,000 of our members throughout those years. These are what's going to get you in shape and keep you on track. So let's dive in. All right, so number one, you're going to start your morning with protein. Protein helps control cravings all day. If you don't know how to add it in or you're not used to breakfast, you can do something simple by just adding protein powder to your coffee. That's my go-to. That's the first thing that I have in the morning. Other things that you could do, you could have a protein smoothie, so add some berries, some water, protein powder, mix it up, good to go. And if you want a more traditional style breakfast, I recommend 2 to 3 eggs along with veggies. Yes, I know that sounds weird in the morning time, but that's the perfect way to start your day. You can have a side of fruit on the side, and of course your coffee or tea, because I know most people start the day with coffee or tea. If you're a busy mom and you really think that there's no way you can sit down, you got kids running around you, that's why the protein powder supplement is there. Protein will not make you big, will not make you huge, will not make you into the Hulk. Protein will support your strength, your muscles, even support you in recovery after your workouts. So make sure you get that in. Most people are not eating enough protein, so this is the perfect time to add it to your day. Then it also helps with cravings later in the day. You won't have that crash, it keeps you fuller longer. So add protein to your morning. That's step one. Okay, tip two, don't eat your kids' leftovers. Okay, those little bites and licks, they add up, right? I know that you want to take the kids stray and it's easier for you to just pop it in the mouth, but I like to think of, instead of doing that, you either, number one, throw it in the waste, which I know is wasting food, but if you're putting it in the bin over in your body, which one is better for the food to be in? I know this sounds like a trick question. It's not your body, because if you've already eaten enough calories for you and then you're adding extra, then that is actually going into fat storage. So instead of creating extra body fat that you're putting in your body by eating those extras, just take it away, put it in the fridge. Maybe the kids will want it for later, or throw it in the waste bin. It's up to you. One of those two options. Just don't put it in you. Number three, don't eat as big as your husband. What does that mean? The next time you sit down with your hubby, look at your plates and see how they're dished out. And generally speaking, most people dish out the same amount for their kids, for their partner, for wife, whoever, right? So everybody has the same amount. Okay, if it's toddlers or babies, I'm sure they don't have a big steak. I get it. But look at your hubby's plate, look at your plate. Look at the size of your hubby and the size of your hubby and the size of you. Generally, there's a height difference and a weight difference. So if your husband is 10, 20 kilos heavier than you, and you're eating the same amount that he's eating, you can see where that math doesn't add up. So if you're little body, I don't know if you have a little body, a big body, it doesn't matter, okay? But the concept works no matter how you fix it, okay? If the person you're sitting next to weighs more than you, is in a healthy way, you know, not trying to lose weight and has like a micro portion on their plate. I'm just talking about a general dinner, all right? If you're having the same as somebody who weighs more than you or is taller than you, that needs more fuel than you, then you're probably overeating. Your portions are out of whack. So make sure that you're eating for you. If you want the guide on how to portion control, DM me, guide, and I will send it to you after, all right? Portion control guide, let me know at Kara.Wutzke on Insta, okay? Number four, avoid seconds. Do one plate, just full stop. Just get your plate ready, give your body time to digest, eat slowly, and just wait. If you're still hungry 20 minutes later, then maybe you didn't eat enough throughout your day or at that meal and you need more. So listen to your hunger cues, but focus on one plate, a one balanced plate meal, and not going for seconds. Number five, eat starchy carbs earlier in the day. So if you follow my Instagram, Kara.Wutzke, you will see that often my dinners don't include a starchy starb, a starchy carb. That's because I eat my starchy carbs earlier in the day because I find my metabolism fires up better and I digest better like throughout the day because I'm more busy in the day. When it comes to nighttime, I'm about ready to sleep. So if I have a huge meal and it's a starchy carb meal where I find that my body personally, because everybody is different, so you can try this. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. You'll use the portion control guide that I'll give you. So that's how I find it works for me because I know I'm going to bed and I'm going to be laying down. I'm not as active, so I'm not burning as many calories. So I don't need an extra 200 grams or 200 calories of starchy carbs. So I personally load up on proteins and a ton of veggies at night. That's my go-to. Sometimes a sneaky pasta, of course. But generally, I try to keep my starchy carbs earlier in the day, and it really does help with digestion over the night when you're less active than your daytime. Number 6, this is from China. I'm not surfing. This is how we count. So number 6, bank and roll your calories. So if you know that you have an event coming up on a Friday or a birthday party, and you know that you're going to overindulge when it comes to food, when it comes to drinking, and that's just the case. Like you're choosing to go to this party and you know you're going to indulge. Then on the days in the lead up, we want to tighten up the diet as clean as possible. So making sure that you don't overindulge or overeat in the days and lead up. So you can eat lighter, less starchy carbs, and just make sure that you have a calorie bank. So when you go to your social event, your body equalizes over the week. So if your calories in and calories out is equalizing, you maintain the same weight. So from Monday to Sunday, we'll call it, you have 7 days, and if you eat 5 days super clean in your calorie deficit because you're trying to lose weight, you eat those 5 days super clean, a little bit lighter, less calories, losing weight journey, then on Saturday and Sunday, you can indulge a little bit more because you've banked some calories and you have those ready to use and not overindulge too much because you don't want to like go back on those 5 days that you just did really awesome on, okay? So don't like go crazy with it, but just understand that we have 7 days in a week. If you overindulge on one day, it doesn't mean your whole week is gone, and it doesn't mean that you should stop your diet or stop trying to lose weight. If you overindulge, you had a great time, don't worry about it. Don't feel guilty. Just be like, I had a great time with my friends, socializing, eating, and now I need to tighten it up again. So I need to bank calories again. So that means lower the calories and just make sure you're eating super clean. Again, if you don't know what that looks like, comment to me, Kara.Wutzke on Insta, comment guide, and I will send you a portion control guide so you know what's right for you. Cool. We are at number 7. Number 7, skip dessert. Unless it's a birthday, I understand, but there's no reason that you should have a dessert every time you fika, for example. Every afternoon at the sugar crash time, 2, 3 p.m., when you're like, oh, I need a quick pick-me-up, and Susie, your colleague from work, hands you a muffin. Don't take the muffin. Pack some proper snacks that are going to fuel you much better than a quick fix and a sugar crash after that, right? So skip the dessert. If you feel you must have the dessert, share or take a smaller piece. I see the size of pieces in cafes, especially, well, kind of all over the world. Size of cheesecake, it's like huge, and it's like 800, 1,000 calories. That's half your calories of a day, of one day. So is it worth it? How much do you want it? If you decide to do it, again, as I said, if you indulge in something, don't feel guilty for it. We should never feel guilty about food. But this just gives you options and ideas so you choose the right way, okay? The right way for your goals, and keep that in your mind because you're here for a reason. You're here to hit goals. You're here to lose weight. So is that helping or is it hindering you? Number 8, we're going to eat slow, much slower than you possibly think. When I was little, my granny told me I needed to chew 30 times for each bite, which is a lot. But actually now that I do it, I'm like, oh, I mean, my food is definitely crunched down, and I'm going to digest it much easier. When we eat too fast, it's very hard for the body to digest. So we're putting a heavy load on the body just in that way. Also, when you eat fast and you don't slow it down, you tend to eat more. So put down your utensils in between a bite, create your bite, put down your utensils, chew, look at your family, look at your friends. If you're at a social event and you have a plate and it's a smorgasbord and you're going up, back and forth to all the delicious things that is available, go slower. Take the time and talk to your friends, meet people, focus on the actual thing that eating is a social event. Eating is about connection. Yes, it's about fueling our body and making sure that we lose weight, but who wants to look at a plate and be like, I hope I lose weight all the time? No, that's not the role of it. When you sit down to a meal with your friends and family or at an event, you're there to socialize. So socialize. Use it more as a socialization time than, oh, I gotta have more of this. Oh, it's so good. I gotta have 6 servings. So good. Don't have 6 servings of anything. If you do, leafy vegetables if you want, but I think you will get very bored of chewing for 6 servings of leafy vegetables. All right, so we're coming into the last 2, and then I have a bonus one, which is super important. Guys, I also just want to mention, if you are not on my personal coaching K2Fit365 plan, we have a sale, 35% off for anyone that joins before Wednesday. So if you're interested or you want some free advice, jump on a call with me and I'll give you some free advice how you can move forward, and also give you an opportunity, if you're the right fit, I will invite you into our program to continue with us. Otherwise, you just get some free advice and you can take that from there. All right, back to the tips. Number 9, you're gonna watch liquid calories. I know that's super boring. I understand it's not what you want to hear, but the cheeky cocktail that turns into 2 or 3, or the bubbles or the wine that keeps getting refilled is really just adding calories to you and your waistline. And it adds up over time, over years. We want to make sure to not overindulge on the alcohol. It's empty calories. It's just not doing you any service, any good. Now, with that said, I understand it's summer, and as a beer lover myself, I will enjoy a couple beers when I'm out on a balcony, or not on a day like today because it's raining, but beautiful summer day. You want to have a glass or 2. Cool. Do it, of course. Enjoy. But just know that the more often you do it, the more calories you're in, and that's the first thing the body needs to burn is alcohol. So you're not going to dive into fat stores. It's going to burn through alcohol first. So it's a lot longer process. So be careful of how much you have. You could also go for low-calorie versions, vodka soda or gin sonic. I like a gin sonic is half soda and half tonic, because if you have gin tonic, it's really high in calories. You may as well just have a dessert or the gin tonic. It's up to you. Just some options. So don't go crazy. Enjoy your summer, but don't go crazy. And number 10, remember there's a bonus one after number 10. Number 10 is make 50% of your plate veggies. So this is to help you with portion control. So often people don't know how much to eat. And remember, I do have the guide for you, so ask me for it. That's cool. But here's a quick tip for it. So here's your plate. Make 50% of your plate. Imagine a plate. 50% of your plate is veggies. It's all veggies. Steamed, grilled, maybe lightly fried, however, and I don't mean fried, battered in oil, dipped, I mean like sauteed, okay? So 50% of your plate is delicious, fibrous, nutritious veggies, all right? And then you have a quarter of your plate is going to be protein. So your lean meats, your tofu, your lentils, whatever you want as your protein source, that's going to be a quarter of your plate. And then the other quarter of the plate, that's the cheeky, starchy carbs that we all love and know as pasta, white rice. Try to, of course, always switch when you can to brown rice or red rice and, brown pasta, whole wheats, that kind of thing. But a quarter of your plate is for those starchy carbs that we all know, love, and trust. So those are my 10 top tips. If you implement these, you will so be on track with your food. 100%. I've watched it for the last 25 years of my career, 9,000 members of K2Fit, of my coaching, and it's working. This is how women lose weight and keep it off. 100%. I do have a bonus tip for you guys. I want you to consider this. Just bear with me for a second. If your friend jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? This is a metaphor that we use with children, like so you don't copy your friends, right? If they're choosing a bad decision, one that's not helpful to them, right? So if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you too? Okay, maybe if they fell off into a lake and you were saving them, sure. But what I want you to consider is probably not. If they jumped off a crazy high bridge and it wasn't smart, you don't need to jump off that cliff, that bridge, whatever. But when a friend grabs dessert or goes in for seconds, it's strangely easy to follow them, even when you told yourself you wouldn't, right? The truth is we're surrounded by food all the time. It's available everywhere in abundance. And it's often, as I said, food is social. It's time to connect, to comfort, celebrations. So saying no, I know, can feel like you're missing out, or worse, feel like you're being difficult by saying no to grandma's famous pudding, whatever it is. But here's the thing, you're not deprived, right? We live in abundance. You're not being punished. You're just choosing what's right for you in the moment. So if the extra dish, food, dessert is not right for you and your goals, take a pass. Don't jump off the bridge with your friend. Every time that you say yes when you meant no, it's like jumping off that cliff. A little cliff of indulgence, shall we say. And it's not because you had to, but because everyone else did. Everyone else is having another glass. Everyone else is ordering an appetizer. Everyone else is ordering a dessert. It doesn't mean you have to do it as well. You don't have to jump. You can also step back, take a breath, choose your own path. Without guilt, without pressure, definitely without free falling into that sugar rush that's gonna hit. So those are my top tips, you guys. So 10 plus a bonus. If you stick to these, you will be on your way to losing weight, no problem, and for the long term. If you fall off these, you can just bring yourself back. If you do it for a long enough time and you stay consistent, this is gonna help you out. You also need a game plan, a workout that's set for you to make sure that you're hitting your goals, no matter what they are. Some people come to me and say, I want a six-pack. Some people say, I want to lose 20 kilos. Most of my clients have lost 10 kilos in our program and kept it off. And now they're working on lean, they're working on triathlons, they're working on being the best. A few of them are going on stage. Everyone's doing different things, but they've lost the weight using these tips and kept it off. And now just excelling even more. So if you're a busy mom that has struggled with weight, implement some of these tips. If you can't do all of them, choose your top 3 and start today. Once you do that habit over and over, it's going to be much easier to do, much easier to add in others as well. So let's start today. If you need the portion control guide, remember, at me on Instagram, Kara.Wutzke, that's Kara.Wutzke, and comment guide or DM me guide, and I will send it directly to you. And then we can ask any follow-up questions that you have for your own personal goals. You'll jump on the call. We will go through free strategy for you, and I will offer you 35% off if you join our program by Wednesday. And if not, you just take your free Flat Tummy Mummy guides, workouts, and you continue and you smash your goals. And I wish you all the best. So comment guide, get the free call, and I'll see you there. Have an amazing, amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the groups. Any questions, throw them at us. We're ready. Have an amazing day.